Of those patients. Haley, good morning.
Good morning, guys. So baby Tenley has a condition where she was born with just half of a heart. Her left ventricle never fully formed. Her parents prepared themselves for her to have a short life, but as she's moved up on the heart transplant list, she's inspired everyone who's watched her fight, including the musical therapist at Texas Children's Hospital.
You're listening to Baby Tenley's Heart. This rhythm and lyrics makes medicine for the soul.
For every load I'm beating this tiny
It's a well-kept secret. The Texas Children's Hospital has this studio for musical therapy. This is where Marielle Baird took the ultrasound recording of Tenley's heart and wrote this from her own.
When I saw you for the first time, I said, thank you, Lord.
So these broken heartbeats become the ostinato, or the bass beat, to this song.
Tenley's mom, Kelly Kennedy, lives in the hospital waiting on a heart transplant for her daughter.
She's number 2 on the list right now, but you never know whenever it's going to happen.
She admits the worrying can wear down their spirit, which is why she says this song, to the beat of Tenley's heart, is helping.
I cried like a baby. It was the most sentimental thing that has ever happened to us because, I mean, this was going to be our only memory of her.
And as she gets closer to the top of the transplant list, Tenley's struggling heart still sings.
Are you singing to me? When I walk in and Tenley sees me and I'm playing the guitar, she knows automatically that this is something that is good.
But Tenley's tougher.
Here, guys, I brought you something.
Oh my gosh, that is
on my
too
Facebook
much.
page now, I have
Seriously.
the full video of Marielle singing that song to Tenley. And so far, Marielle said that she's written for 3 infants in the cardiology unit. But you know, there's hundreds of patients there. There's one of her, and she's just doing incredible work.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that cool?
And this is on your, I'm going to share this right now.
I have
Everybody
Marielle
needs to
singing
watch
at the crib to her, and it's just incredible because as soon as she walked in the room, just like she said, Tenley lights up. She starts reaching her hands and her feet for the strings. She says all of her patients do that they know that that's where the music's coming from, and they're reaching for it. Isn't that sweet?
Oh man.
To my desk now.
Well, we're praying for Tenley. We hope to get the
course.
follow-up after she's had a successful
That's what I said. I'm already in touch with them. Don't worry about that.
Matt Feuder's hobby is working on his family's
I
car.
love to fiddle around and do my little things, and that keeps me very happy.
The astonishing thing about Matt, this Magnolia, Texas resident is one of, if not the longest living survivor of glioblastoma.
This is your surgery scar.
Correct.
10 years ago, Matt was rushed to Houston Methodist when doctors saw this tumor occupying the majority of his left lobe.
So he would actually never be able to speak or understand again, which is a pretty useless existence.
But this is huge. I mean, don't you look at an x-ray like this and say this patient's hopeless?
Well, traditionally a patient like this would be hopeless.
Dr. David Baskin tells me patients with this kind of tumor typically live about 15 months, which means there was almost nothing left to lose when he began treating Matt.
I'm not looking for a new treatment that's going to extend life 3 months. That's hardly worth it. The treatment's nasty, it makes you sick. They may not be very good 3 months.
Dr. Baskin tried something revolutionary. He injected Matt with a version of the herpes virus. The idea is to use one illness to attack another. This 1-2 punch is a type of gene therapy.
A gene therapy is like a Trojan horse. You get something to bring something into the brain or into the tumor that the tumor lets in, and then once it's in, you turn on a switch of some sort and you kill the tumor.
The patient will not get herpes, but with part of the herpes DNA inside the tumor, doctors now have a way to destroy it.
We wait a little bit of time. The virus spreads through the brain. Then we give the patient Valtrex. Valtrex is a drug for cold sores, which is herpes type 1.
4 months after the treatment, Matt's brain would swell, but the tumor would shrink, buying him time, but putting his brain through a beating.
He started to get better, his speech started to get better, but his MRI looked worse.
Dr. Baskin stayed the course, and then
It was gone.
It's gone.
by the 5-year mark, Matt had absolutely no tumor left. Although he's unable to work today, he calls his life a miracle.
Question in my mind is, I've made it this far. How much further can I go? We'll see.
Matt has had some health complications, but as far as Dr. Baskin is concerned, he is a 10-year brain cancer survivor. Unfortunately, this treatment does not work in all patients, and the reason why remains a mystery. While researchers investigate who is a good candidate for this treatment, they're also exploring other viruses like HIV to use against cancer. I'm health reporter Haley Hernandez, KPRC Channel 2 News.
She reveals the steps being taken to find the source of the chromium-6.
It's a level that can make people get cancer and all kinds of other illnesses.
The safety of drinking water causing growing concern in Houston neighborhoods after a series of Channel 2 investigations.
There are 4 groundwater wells. We want each of those wells tested.
In November, we exposed high levels of a cancer-causing chemical, chromium-6, in the city's drinking water.
The city of Houston's water ranks about 3rd in the country in terms of a high level of chromium-6.
In Houston, A-Leaf is ground zero. Now angry residents are confronting the city.
Ma'am, our drinking water is safe. I want everybody in this room to hear and understand that our drinking water
Legally
is safe.
it's safe, but ethically it is not safe, and people are going to die from it.
In the last couple months, the city has been hosting community meetings meant to address drainage concerns and park projects. But annoyed residents like Pamela Bonetta decided to let the city know what they think about chromium-6.
I asked the crowd to raise their hand how many were there for the chromium-6 issue in their water, and almost the entire crowd raised their hand.
Now Channel 2 Investigates is getting action. Council member Steve Lee was at that meeting, and he's promising change.
We also have instructed our water department to see what the cost is to study specifically for chromium-6 in that water reservoir.
He's met with Public Works and asked them to test different levels of the aquifer to find the source.
Comparing like surface water, middle water, deeper water, and seeing if there's any difference in the chromium-6 between those levels. Maybe we can alter the way we can tap this water to make sure that there's less chromium-6 coming into the supply.
Lee will also ask the state health department to study any cancer clusters in the area.
We want to reach out to the state first to see if they would help us in studying an environmental issue that could impact pretty much all of Texas.
Just how bad is the water in A-Leaf? In California, health agencies say cancer rates start to rise at a concentration of 0.02 parts per billion. According to city water tests, rates of chromium-6 in A-Leaf were as high as 6.7 parts per billion. Right now, the EPA does not regulate chromium-6, only total chromium. We reached out to Houston's Public Works Department. The office has met with the Super Neighborhood's president and council members. The director would not sit down for an interview, but a spokesperson wrote, the city's drinking water currently meets or exceeds all federal and state standards and is safe.
Right now on click2houston.com, we have an interactive map with chromium-6 test results for neighborhoods across Houston. You'll find it under the Investigate section. Haley Hernandez, KPRC Channel 2 News.
Of pornography on the brain and how doctors and therapists are helping men escape this addiction.
I would watch porn for 15 to 30 minutes a day, every day, all through my teenage years.
29-year-old Gabe Deem admits he had a problem that started surprisingly early.
I was first exposed to porn when I was 8 years old.
The older he got, the more frequently he watched.
I went to a high school that gave all their students their own laptops. And we first figured out how to play video games, and the second thing we did was figure out how to watch porn on them.
The addictive habit started affecting his adult relationships.
It was horrible. They thought it was them. You know, a partner will think they're not attractive enough. And again, that's completely not the case.
Neurosurgeon Dr. Donald Hilton says this constant exposure to pornography is forcing young men to rewire their brain, where they crave pixels instead of people.
Literally anything the individual imagines can be produced within a few clicks. And so it's that novelty that drives this tremendous search for variety.
Dr. Hilton says craving that novelty can be defined as an addiction.
Someone that's addicted to cocaine, when they see a line of cocaine, the reward center of their brain on functional MRI or fMRI lights up like a Christmas tree. And an interesting study out of Cambridge University looked almost identical to cocaine with individuals that considered themselves addicted to porn.
But Houston sex therapist Emily Diala says it's wrong to label these men as addicts.
People can die if they are not weaned off drugs or alcohol. So physiologically, the same thing is not happening when you stop a sex or porn problem versus when you stop a drug or alcohol problem. It's two different processes, which is why we can't label it as an addiction.
She says the solution is figuring out how pornography fits in a relationship. But Gabe says there's no use for it at all.
I haven't watched porn in 6 years, and I don't ever plan on to again. I view porn now as just unhealthy.
He turned back to the internet for help and now uses online forums to ask and answer questions from men around the world.
3 years ago, I started my site, Reboot Nation, and it's grown to 10,000 members, mostly young teenagers and 20-year-olds with either erectile dysfunction or porn addiction.
Emily says the internet is full of misinformation and suggests parents communicate with children about forming healthy relationships.
Talk to the child about avoiding internet porn as much as possible, because what they're viewing isn't representative of what they're going to experience in the real world, and encourage them to form real-life healthy relationships, and when they're ready, sexual relationships.
Gabe wants to do more. He wants big tech companies to install firewalls to block porn sites from kids' devices like game systems, phones, and laptops. Haley Hernandez, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
In the medical center with more on this story. Haley?
That's right, Lauren and Bill. So adolescent psychiatrists here at UT Health say that it's really difficult to diagnose bipolar disorder in pediatric patients because it can look like several different mood disorders. It's not typically diagnosed until about 18 to 21. But a Sienna Plantation mother says that early intervention therapy with her 10-year-olds is really helping them out.
10-year-old twins Braden and Dylan dream of playing for the NBA. To do that, the boys say they're doing their best to focus on schoolwork and good behavior, but insist it's not easy for them.
I didn't want me to get mad and act so crazy all the time. I wanted to stay normal.
Their mom, Allison Ravinovitz, says she's worried the boys' behavioral issues may actually be early signs of bipolar disorder. She says her concern is valid because she also suffers from mood disorders and recognizes the classic symptoms.
The quick 0 to 90 that Braden will go through. So he might be very angry, and then literally, 10 seconds later, everything's good and wonderful and perfect.
UT Health Dr. Iram Kazemi says pediatric bipolar is starting to be better understood, but the boys cannot be diagnosed with bipolar until they eliminate other mood disorders, meaning it may take years of therapy.
Bipolar disorder is not something that is really easy to diagnose, especially in kids, by just a snapshot.
For now, their mom says they're taking medication and in therapy. She says it's helping the twins learn to manage symptoms early.
Helps calm me down, helps me not be crazy enough to where I get a little mad.
So once again, I just want to reiterate that those twins have not been officially diagnosed. But if you have questions about your child or about another family member with bipolar disorder, as part of World Bipolar Day, UT Health is hosting a free forum for families dealing with this. It's tonight at 6:30 p.m. at the UT Physicians at Sienna Village. That's off of Highway 6. If you didn't have time to write down the information that's on your screen right now, I invite you to check out my Facebook page where I have posted the information there as well. Reporting live in the medical center, I'm Haley Hernandez, KPRC, Channel 2 News. Yeah, very special. I mean, look at how beautiful these dresses are. And these were all donated to MD Anderson for their prom, which is this Saturday. And I have with me 17-year-old Madison. And Madison, you already found yourself a dress?
Yes, it's this black and white lacy dress that I said yes to. So.
Yay! She said yes to the dress.
Health reporter Haley Hernandez live at the Golf Club of Houston with that health alert for the golfers. Haley?
That's right, Bill and Dominique. So skin cancer is the most common form of cancer, which is why MD Anderson is out here near number 18. They've got skin cancer screenings coming up tomorrow, and these reminders all over the place. Plus, they have some proof that their presence out here can save lives.
Talk someone into giving her this assignment, Haley. You and I are going to have to wrestle for it next time.
Anusha, I didn't want you to know that I was out here this morning because I don't need any competition, all right? This is a good assignment to have today. As you were mentioning, it is the world contest, and who would have thought that that actually includes the whole world? We've got Mexico, Japan, and Great Britain represented here. So you guys, you literally just come in town for this competition.
Yeah, so this is the second year we've done it. So we came back last year and worked really hard to get banned from coming again, but they obviously, they're a glutton for punishment and have invited us back, so.
Yeah, I heard they took a vote and they said y'all were okay to come back.
We also left we didn't finish all the beer last year, so we've come back to finish it now. And bribery helps.
They're drinking us dry, Texas, let me tell you. Okay, so now tell me, you already have things cooking in here for today, right?
Yeah, so it's not our competition entries, it's just kind of feeding the troops.
Okay, show me what you got.
Yeah, no worries.
Sure. Well, we got some chicken.
That's right. Some of our own KPRC anchors are giving new advice to new moms like Kenethia. Look, we actually found a newborn at Texas Children's. This is Markeith, and Kenethia, this is your fourth baby?
Yes, it is.
Tell me, are you guys, everybody happy, healthy?
Absolutely. Everything was perfect.
Oh, wonderful. So let's get a look at his face because he is still pink. Happy birthday, baby boy. Keith and Lauren, actually, I'm holding a copy of that resignation letter in my hand. In it, DePino asks for forgiveness. As we mentioned just a moment ago, nearly 900 or more employees were laid off from MD Anderson in January. I'm going to have more on this story coming up at 6 o'clock, including what DePino says he's doing now that he's resigned. Reporting live in the medical center, I'm Haley Hernandez, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Haley, thank you. A train.
Yeah, it's here to.
You know, I make you guys smoothies for breakfast, and you're looking at it like
I don't know if it's supposed to have this consistency.
These are weird combinations. We're talking about coffee and mushrooms, boiled bone broth. Would you guys drink that? That's not what it is. I brought them avocado and chocolate. These are all popular drink combinations right now, and I found out which weird tastes are worth the benefits. So Dr. Harris favored that chocolate avocado the most. The others he was a little bit skeptical of. So that's what I brought for you guys. And Owen and Britta are already resisting.
Well, I smelled it first, which was a problem.
I did say thank you, but no thank you.
Ungrateful. Aftertaste. And I love avocado and chocolate.
But you taste the avocado, right? Because that's what I taste the most when I
normally
see.
I don't like chocolate smoothies or avocado, so I'm not being rude. It's just
so in this, he, you know, like
yeah, that's not good.
I think the chocolate is just to like distract from the other flavors. There's coconut milk and bananas in there.
It makes the other flavors worse.
Yeah.
What about avocado and coffee? Like, I don't know if that might even be better.
That'd be a weird consistency.
I don't know. I do eat avocado for breakfast.
You're still trying. I give you the.
I mean, it's not a lot. I'm not taking a spoonful.
Fair try.
But this is a popular combination because you said that you just found a brownie recipe for.
Yeah, I was looking at one online. It was like avocado chocolate brownies with an avocado chocolate frosting.
So I mean, you're getting the antioxidants from the chocolate. The avocado has lots of healthy fat, fiber. So I think this is a popular combination that you're going to see more of.
Yeah, you could get used to it.
I just see that you guys are. I could. It's Haley. You can have a choir.
Thanks, Haley. But
you really put in the effort.
Britta won't even try it. I won't even try it.
She smelled it.
I'm in Fort Bend County with a health warning about what's in the water. Good morning.
Good morning, Owen. So, yeah, this is how much water you're going to have to drink and try not to pee in the pool today, okay? I'm just kidding. Researchers in Alberta, Canada, decided that they were going to determine exactly how much pee is in the pool, and this is what they concluded. This is 20 gallons of water right here. They say that's how much urine is in a commercial-sized pool. This right here is what they say is in a residential pool. This is 2 gallons. So I went to our local health department to find out, how bad is this? Okay, and so that rinse off is just as important to do to rinse off your hairsprays, your lotions, your colognes, your perfumes, because Dr. Reed says that those chemicals can counteract the chemicals that are working to keep you safe. You want that chlorine to be focused on killing the bacteria and germs that come with the urine and feces, not to be worried about your hairspray and perfume. Rachel and Owen?
Oh boy, Haley, and all of my dry shampoo and self tanner. You forgot to add that in the
Exactly.
mix.
You got to rinse that off before you ever get in.
Gotta thoroughly scrub. All right, Haley. So how do you know then if the water's safe?
You know, Dr. Reed says that it's just as simple as looking in the pool. He says you should be able to see the bottom. You should be able to see the drain clearly. It should not be murky water. You got to smell around for the odor. It should smell like a nice, clean, chlorinated pool. And it should go without saying, but obviously this study shows that it doesn't. If you have diarrhea, if you have an open wound, if you have something like that, don't get in the water. I know, I'm sorry for anybody eating breakfast right now. I'm sorry I had to say it, but these are the facts that I have to share with you this morning.
These are the facts.
Sorry.
We need to know them. Thank you, Haley.
One day there won't be a battle because coworkers like mine, Eric Brait, are answering your prayers. The Leukemia and Lymphoma Society is going to make it happen. They're going to find a cure, but it's people like Eric who are raising money for them. Eric, I've stopped you in the middle of your training, but I want you to make a plea to the public and tell them why you're really doing this.
And that's what this next 6 months is about.
Yeah. It's easy for us to say that, you know, you're swimming, you're running for a cure, but also LLS, as you're mentioning, they do great things just for people who are going through this. They contribute co-pays for the doctors. They help people with parking. Anybody who's ever had to make these doctor's appointments daily, weekly, you know that these things add up. Oh, I don't want to drop my phone.
Oh, you know, a lot of that money comes right back here.
Well, we are so proud of you, Eric, so we don't want to interrupt you anymore. Swim on, my friend. You're going to do it. And he's got 200 days to do this, so we are proud of him. We're going to be following his entire journey, and I'll be joining you throughout this broadcast to give you all of the information on the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society and Eric's journey. For now, I'm reporting live. I'm Haley Hernandez, KPRC Channel 2 News.
A warrior on a mission. Boy,